You were born a genius too. How to reactivate your genius and preserve that of your children. Written and read by Bernhard Kutzler. It is a common belief that geniuses are people who were born with special abilities. This is wrong. Everyone is born a genius. But we lose our genius as we grow up. Adult geniuses have kept at least some of their childhood genius. In the following, I explain how we lose our genius. With this knowledge, you can reactivate it and preserve the genius of your children. In the end, I'll give you a few exercises to help you get started. What is a genius? The word genius has the root gene, which means to create. A genius creates something, such as a sandcastle, a text, a drawing, an art style, or a scientific theory. Wikipedia offers a very complex definition of genius. I like how Oxbridge describes it. It is not easy to define a genius, but it is safe to say that intelligence, creativity, and unconventional thinking contribute to a genius being a genius. Every child fulfills these criteria and is therefore a genius. It learns to walk and talk without being taught. It explores everything for itself. It constantly reads between the lines, which is the original meaning of the word intelligence. It outgrows itself day by day, and it has all the other qualities attributed to a genius, such as focus, initiative, independence, courage, and perseverance. If these arguments still don't convince you, then observe a child and try to explain why it is not a genius. Albert Einstein commented as follows: "Everyone is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will spend its whole life thinking it is stupid." This is exactly what happens in our education system. Imagine a school for the animals in a forest. Every animal has to take all subjects: flying, swimming, digging, climbing, collecting nuts, etc. Each animal excels in some subjects and fails miserably in others. None graduates. Every child is an artist. The problem is to remain an artist when you grow up. Pablo Picasso. I am convinced all of humanity is born with more gifts than we know. Most are born geniuses and just get de-geniused quickly. Buckminster Fuller. How are children de-geniused? Imagine a child engrossed in play. Play is a curious exploration of the world. Play is the highest form of research. Albert Einstein. It's lunchtime and the parent calls the child to eat. The child says it is not hungry, but it must obey. Is it really not hungry? Yes, because it was completely focused on its play. Imagine Picasso painting a picture. It's lunchtime and his wife calls, "Pablo, lunch is ready." Do you seriously think Picasso would drop his brush and palette and go eat? Or that Einstein would interrupt a thought experiment because dinner was served? You too will have been in situations where you didn't want to be interrupted by a meal. The playing child satisfies its curiosity, which is nothing other than mental hunger. The child is torn out of its exploration of the world and forced to eat, even though it is not physically hungry. This creates the following programs. First, the child must stop its curious exploration of the world. It learns that its curiosity is wrong. Second, the child is torn out of its focus. It unlearns to stay focused. Third, the child has to eat even though it is not hungry. It learns to follow the instructions of others instead of its own impulses. Fourth, The child learns that its feelings and instincts are worth less than instructions from others. It learns that it is worth less than the people who give instructions. It learns a feeling of inferiority. 5. The child is mentally hungry, but not physically. But it must not feed mentally, instead it must feed physically. It learns to try to satisfy its mental hunger with physical food. Since this is not possible, it remains chronically mentally hungry. Because this or similar things happen repeatedly, these programs become stronger and stronger. The result is someone who functions, consumes, and feels inferior, a degeniused person. The argument that parents must make sure their child eats enough is pure nonsense. A child reports when it is hungry. Every baby is proof. But if the child learns to eat as a substitute channel for its mental hunger, it will in future pseudo-curiously explore the fridge, instead of truly curiously explore the world. The evidence is clear. Food plays a paramount role in our society. This goes far beyond satisfying our natural hunger for food. There are more ways to redirect curiosity into substitute channels: collecting, buying, sports, sex, traveling, information, and drugs. I discuss them in my book, Curiosity, the Mental Hunger of Humans. You were born a genius. Remember the boundless joy you felt as a child when you curiously explored the world and outgrew yourself every day. This curiosity, and therefore the genius within you, was redirected or suppressed, but not destroyed. The longing for this childhood joy shows that the genius in you is still there. If you have the courage to free yourself from your programs, what remains is what you really are: a genius in a field that will reveal itself as soon as you have removed what is limiting you. Take inspiration from Pablo Picasso. It took me 4 years to paint like Raphael, but a lifetime to paint like a child. The American writer Gertrude Stein, who knew Picasso very well, said that he was obsessed with emptying himself, which means nothing other than that he constantly wanted to free himself from his programs. I've been doing this since 2011 and have written about my experiences in the following articles. Why and how the question "what am I" is important and magical. Why I socially isolated myself for 3.5 years and what came out of it. And how to become what you truly are in 7 steps. I reflect on intelligence in why and how we lose our innate intelligence and can regain it. Finally, a quote from Einstein on the importance of curiosity. I have no special talents. I'm only passionately curious. Here are some exercises you can start with. Exercise 1. What is your eating behavior when you are doing something you like? What is your eating behavior when you are doing something you don't like? Exercise 2. What role does food play in your life? The next time you want a meal or snack, find out if you are genuinely hungry or just looking for satisfaction or distraction. Instead, be creative and observe what happens. Exercise 3. Observe children at play. Recognize in them the key traits of genius: focus, initiative, intelligence, creativity, out-of-the-box thinking, independence, courage, and perseverance. Which of these qualities do you recognize in yourself? How strong are they and when do you use them? Exercise 4. Explore your own curiosity. What do you do to satisfy it? Exercise 5. How much time do you spend curiously exploring the unknown? If this is not currently part of your life, when was the last time you did this? What can you do to bring this back into your life? You can find more exercises in my book, Being Free, Get Out of the Box.